We've arrived in Mumbai, India's most populous city.
Crazy.
Yeah. There are more billionaires here than there are in Los Angeles, and a booming economy is driving a passion for modern architecture.
But we're leaving the city because we're following the smart money out of Mumbai to the peaceful and dramatic landscapes beyond. From a concrete fortress that blends ancient form with modern design,
to a feat of architectural daring with a visionary approach to landscape.
and an idyllic riverside hideaway that makes you feel, well, majestic. We'll also be finding out how Indian architects have drawn on their nation's history and craftsmanship to blaze a trail into the future.
Gosh, you can see why people need to get out of Mumbai, can't you?
One thing we are escaping is the weather. We've chosen to come in the dry season because from June to September, it's monsoon time.
When the heavens open, up to 1 metre of rain can fall in a single day, bringing cities to a halt and flooding the land. And if that's not intense enough, in the summer, temperatures can soar to a scorching 40 degrees or higher.
I'm intrigued to find out how architects here respond passively to such extremes of climate. We're travelling to see a home that has to deal with some of the worst weather in India. It's in a mountainous region 70 kilometres southeast of Mumbai.
We're arriving by the scenic route.
Ooh, it's quite a climb. Gosh, I wasn't expecting that.
This imposing house is built like a fortress, partly because the monsoon breaks right overhead.
And that tough outer shell doubles as a way to protect light and airy interiors from the baking heat.
Perched on the edge of a rocky outcrop, it commands views across the flatlands to the mountains beyond.
But this is no military bunker. It's been created as a relaxing weekend home for a Mumbai businessman and his family.
That's pretty.
It's beautiful.
Marigolds.
Wow, you could almost lie on top of that surface, couldn't you?
Aren't they lovely?
Aren't they beautiful?
What a colour.
I think this splash of floral colour is a clue that behind this tough exterior lies a house with real warmth.
I'm just going to get a sense of where we are, what the context is. Just curious to see how the house sits.
The entrance is formed by a huge cantilevered canopy to protect cars and visitors from the monsoon deluge. The architects built the house around 2 existing mango trees. 3 open courtyards bring air and light into a large sitting dining area. 3 ensuite bedrooms and a kitchen. A second floor with bedroom and bathroom burrows down into the cliff face.
This house looks quite monolithic and singular on the outside.
The forest has been allowed to creep indoors. Grasses were woven into living areas and trees grow freely in the courtyards. In some parts, nature is even taking over the concrete. And those boundaries between inside and outside are blurred in the most everyday spaces.
Bathrooms are often talked about in terms of the fittings they have, you know, the taps and so on. I'm not really interested in all of that. What I'm interested in is atmosphere, the experience of bathing. But because I'm busy, I usually shower, you know, I don't have time to bathe. But I think if I did, it would have to be under a mango tree, surrounded by marigolds. This house is called the House of Liquid Stone for a couple of reasons. Mainly because it sits on basalt, a rock that is this escarpment. And that same rock is ground up and put into the concrete as aggregate, and it gives it this fantastic patina. But it's also because the accommodation of this house literally steps down the hill. The rooms flow down the hill.
This local rock has been used alongside stone from across India to create striking contrasts of texture that take you on a journey through the house. From the rough gravel entrances, through hallways of matte flagstones, to the polished stone floors of the living rooms. And here to the courtyard where the high basalt concrete walls frame the view out towards the mountain.
Just having a little snoop around the bedrooms. And this is a very simple, quite large bedroom. Just want to have a look out of the window. Well, that's very pleasing. It's a sash mechanism, but it's, yeah, using a counterweight. And the weight is visible. It's a shame about the view.
And it's in those quiet courtyard spaces that the cares of the world just drift away. Relaxation is at the heart of this house. From the swing benches to the spa-like bathrooms, and nature quietly growing around you. It's there too in the contrast of materials. Hard stone and concrete are softened by wooden furniture and brightly coloured fabrics.
Concrete has a reputation for austerity, but this house is so warm and tactile. Architects Sangeeta Merchant and Sanjeev Punjabi have agreed to talk me through their approach. Is this house particularly Indian, do you feel?
We've tried to bring in a sort of Indianness through spaces, not through the form. Indian families generally come together in the courtyard. Courtyard homes have always been the kind of homes we've lived in.
Indian families are generally big, and they would bring 10 more people. You know, it's always friends and cousins and extended family. So the courtyard just becomes that room for expansion.
And nor can we.
This house is a great example of clients and architects coming together to create something really unusual. By interweaving traditional spaces and the natural world into a modern building, they've created a warm, relaxed and intimate piece of architecture.
Ah, finally the moment I've been waiting for.